Hello there folks, me Archie from RJBTV, and welcome back. Gonna be another 4-5-8 against Gensay game. And Rabbit. But the first one here is gonna be Gensay again. The previous video we had Gensay, and I said at the start that they would be alternating. Apparently they're not alternating. So we are now going to watch some 4-5-8 against Gensay again. Got Gensay right here on the olive green Terran, right next to the middle spawn location, which is right next to 4-5-8, who's on the top right of the map. We have a little bit of distance between the two players, but that should still produce us a pretty exciting match. Now, as some of you might have heard from me or seen in the comments, the rumors going around, which have been, I would say, semi-confirmed by friends of 4-5-8, is that 4-5-8 likely passed away earlier this year, a couple months ago. So we're casting a bunch of 4-5-8 games to remember him, because he really has helped me with the channel by allowing me to cast his replays, giving me his replays, and all that kind of stuff. And he's always delivered probably the most fun Protoss content to the channel. So yeah, we're just gonna honor him, cast a bunch of his replays, and remember him through that, because I don't really have another way of remembering him through anything else. I did talk to him a couple times on Kakao Chat, which is kind of like the Korean messenger app that the Koreans use, and yeah, he just is no longer... He hasn't been online anywhere on a single messenger app, a single social media, hasn't been online on StarCraft. He said he was ill, then disappeared, and people are assuming that he passed away due to his illness, because he said that it was very, very bad. So yeah, it wasn't... not a nice way to go, I'd say. And about Gensay, I also have some pretty bad news. If you go to his YouTube channel and look at the comments on his most recent videos, the comments talk about Gensay stealing a bunch of money from people and going to prison. So he's in prison. That's why he is no longer active. He is allegedly, apparently, sitting out a prison sentence for fraud and stealing money. So that's, well, I guess if he really did that, he deserves prison time, but it's a bit sad that he had to go down that path, given that we have seen him on the channel so much. He was such a talented player as well. He really had a lot of talent. And apparently he decided to waste his talent for gaming by stealing money from people. So yeah. Not sure if that's really something that we want to remember him by, but we sadly will have to. He is a convicted criminal now, who's here on the Terran. Not a lot of fun news that I'm just sharing with you right now. Not a lot of fun news, but allegedly all of it is true. So 4-5-8 there starts with Nexus, Gateway, Pile Choke, Forge, Double Gas, 2 more gateways, and a Cyber Core, or Cyber Core 2 gateways. And then we have Gensay with a double barracks into a command center. Very, I say very greedy build order there from Gensay, but it's something you can get away with if your opponent goes for a choke first. You can get away with the next command center first, maybe even a double command center. Also hiding that factory all the way there in the back to make sure it's protected from the zealots that try to sneak in and kill the SV building the factory. Now this might either mean that Gensay is planning on going for a fast frontal push attack, or he is planning on going for a tank drop, or he is planning on defending himself. It's really hard to sometimes tell what they're thinking, because there's so many different pathways. This what we're looking at right now does not necessarily mean he wants to attack, but sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. It's hard to really get a good read on these early game movements, build orders, and plans that they're pulling off. Now for 4-5-8 though, it's a little bit more clear-cut. He went for a robo in the back, oh, excuse me. Went for a robo in the back, and Dragoon Singularity Charge for Dragoon range. Sylvander on the way as well, Triple Gateway is producing Dragoon, so he's planning on going for a counter-attack, and I think he's basing that off of the fact he saw a very early factory. And most of the times an early factory does imply that the Terran is planning on going for a push on this choke. So he's building units up. He built his robo in the back so that if the front gets busted and broken, the robo stays powered and is not in danger of getting taken down. So you put it there in the back. Gets a second robo. There's a scan coming out from Gensay. Gensay sees triple gateway and he sees the double robo there on the top, sees the cannon. I think Gensay now knows that 458 is setting himself up for a counter attack when Gensay attacks him. I think he is reading into it quite well. So what we're gonna have to look at is this one tank going towards this choke point, or would it stay back home? And yes, it goes for the attack. He definitely wants to break through. And 458 actually decides to no longer wait and move out with his units, and he walks right into those Marines. The tank in the back is going to get a huge shot off and have to turn around. Look, okay, hits on the Zealots. The goons are fighting, taking some damage, but this does not look to be that bad for either player. Gensay loses some fighting power by losing some Marines, taking some damage, loses a medic. And likewise, 458 loses some fighting power by taking damage on his Dragoons and losing a couple of Zealots, but it's still kind of an even game at this point. Engineering Bay in the sky to get vision on the high ground. No turrets are on the side just yet, no third command center either, some 5 factories. I feel he's going to lift up those 2 barracks very, very soon, hang them on the high ground there to get vision against shuttle drops, because shuttle drops are certainly on the way. You can see it right there. That's a mistake. Didn't mean to pick up the probe, I'm sure of it. Tempest Archive on the way, 4 gateways, getting a cannon against tank drops, more cannons against tank drops, more cannons against tank drops on the bottom side as well. Dragoons waiting in the front, 2 tanks have set up. He's getting mines to build, of course, place mines in front of this section right there to keep the Dragoons away and force an observer out of 458. But 458, I think he saw the vultures. We already have 2 observers on the way to get detection at the front side, or maybe 1 there on the high, but I think they're going to be used to get detection here on the front so they can push out of his base. Or maybe he's going to wait and focus on shuttle drops and just letting Gensay build up his army right here, ignoring his defense back at home. There's a lot of options on the table and I'm not entirely sure which one he's going to go for. Got Goliaths back at home to snipe the shuttle, so we have the vision from the barracks and engineering bay, and the Goliaths to take down the shuttle. Observer moving out into the middle, 1 observer there in the front checking the mines. Scans again, scans the front and the back side. He doesn't actually see the 2 robos there at the top, but he must be assuming there have to be robos somewhere. I'm actually not sure if he saw these 2. But if you only see 4 gateways, you have to assume that there has to be a robo, maybe 2, a Citadel of Adun, and a Temple's Archive somewhere. It goes up to 7 gateways. We have 6 factories, splitting up the Goliaths to snipe shuttles from the bottom and the top. The barracks giving very good vision there on both of those sides, and the front has no choke. This is a really weak position to be fighting from. This can easily get taken down as the Zealots go in to clear out the mines. The mines explode some submarines. Drop comes in over the top side there. There might be too many shuttles to take down with the Goliaths. He doesn't even respond on time. Reavers unloading. This is a disaster, but the Reaver Scarabs do not properly okay, they do kill a couple of SCVs. Down to 49. I think he lost about 10 of them. Sit there in the back, as far away as possible from the Goliaths. A little bit of micro going on. Snipes his shuttle. The Goliaths have trouble getting into this very tight, narrow corner. Loses a couple more. Loses only 2 SCVs there. He could have lost a lot more. But the SCVs returned just a little bit too late for the Scarab to explode on everything. So Gensay defends, but the front side here has taken heavy damage as Zealots have walked into the mines, dragged some mines into the Marines, and Gensay decides to retreat back home after losing some of his economy. He recognizes that it's no longer viable to keep his units out on the middle while having a damaged economy. The income at the moment is just too low to afford losing the units he had right here. He cannot afford to lose these units. So he's go back to a more fortified position here back at home. He's going to have to build some depots in the front to function as a wall to keep his Dragoons out. But of course, 458 is going to be focusing on shuttle drops. That is the way he goes, the way he rolls, the way he plays. So we've got 1 more robo and a forge. He's getting a shield upgrade. I said it before, I do not like his shield upgrade strategies. I prefer him to get armor, but the thought process is that shield affects both Zealots and the shuttles, and the High Templars. If you get armor, it only affects the ground, which means that the shuttles die just as quick. That is why you get air armor. So I think armor for ground and armor for air is better than shield and armor. That's just my take. Just my take. I mean, the shield upgrade does make the shuttles harder to kill, whereas the ground armor upgrade does not. We have weapon upgrade there. It's a third forge. He's going to get armor for ground as well. So shield, weapon, and armor for air. 4 shuttles flying out. And he sees the shuttles flying out. He saw them leaving. Some very lucky timing there for Gensay. There's a lot of Goliaths on the scene ready to take that down. And he's gonna try to unload on the... Nope, that one just overshoots the mark by accident. Yeah, Gensay looks pretty well fortified on 67 SCVs against 77 probes. 2 gates for Corsairs there, pulls the shuttles back home. Knows he cannot get in without the escort of 2 Corsairs. Hopefully he's gonna wait, or is he just gonna send it all right now? Actually, he might try to just kill the front door instead of going for an actual drop. There should be some High Templars in there. 4 High Templars ready to unload, ready to storm. Starts unloading, they're on the scene. That's 1 High Templar, 2, 3, and number 4. Storms on the tanks, storms from the Goliath, storms from the Vultures. Takes most of it down. Zealots are breaking through there to the front door. Units from the back come to the front. That should... Oh, another couple brutal storms on the Goliaths. But this should be enough to hold this back. It should be enough. There's about 40 supply difference. Goliaths do manage to kill all the army, but the Dragoons with level no upgrades. Against level 1 attack, yeah, Dragoons are perhaps not as strong as they should be just yet. Upgrades are still just a couple seconds away. Shield's still pretty far away, and so is the weapon. Armor for air, also still taking a while. Drop there over the middle. Might get spotted by the mine. Nope, does not get spotted by the mine. Luckily, we have 3 Vultures on the bottom that should spot these shuttles. No, he flies over the front. Tries the front door. Goliaths are a little bit out of position. He might actually be able to fly right in. No, snipes the shuttle number 1, number 2, number 3 as well. Everything goes down. The Corsairs make their way alive. Make their way through alive. So even though it looked like he was out of position, he responds quickly and sticks it all down. Economy now on 80 SCVs. His economy is healthy and strong. Level 2 of 1 armor. Level 2 attack at 1 armor. Like 1 armor is very close to finishing. Unloads on the high ground to take down the turrets and the tank. Very good choice there. Tanks have to reposition and siege up there on the side to kill this. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Total of 13 factories. That's a lot of production. And this should be enough to perhaps win him the game if he can get enough damage down on the push. We've got cannons on the middle there to buy him a lot of time when he tries to move out. So Forvate is setting up countermeasures for a counterattack. He's countering the countermeasures with his own countermeasures to prevent the countermeasures from damaging him terribly on a counterattack. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful planning ahead. Now he's going up to about, that's 6, 7, 13, 15, 19 gateways in total. Still only on 2 stargates. He's mining from, I'd say, about 6 gas. You can get 1 more fat next right there on the top to get number 7, and you can even get number 8. Over the bottom, there it comes in. Goliath shooting. Corsairs are escorting properly. Goliaths are out of position. He has to unload right now. High Templar on the scene. Unloads 2 more. 3 more High Templar. Storms almost all the SCVs to the Kingdom Come. That's 15, 44. Ooh, that is nasty. 59 SCV kills. But Gensay is pushing across the map, but having his economy just get demolished might mean that this push will be a very short-lived one. Let's look at this. A counter army is moving into the middle to try and stop that attack from Gensay. Starts unloading on top of the tanks, but the tanks are not sieged up, so flanks from the bottom as well. Catches the entire army, tries to siege up a little bit late. He's going to try to do as much damage as he can with those siege tanks, but moves the Zealots in between the tanks to target fire them. Takes it all down. Nicely done. Well played. Oh, 458 is in prime condition in this game. That is very, very well played. But Gensay, though, is not giving up. Gensay is not relenting. When Gensay says it's time to go, he goes. There's no compromising. There's no stopping him. And actually he turns around back home. Never mind. He turns around, wants to place the mines to buy him some time, sees the shuttles. Goliaths are this time very far away from home. Flies into the base. There's 3 more Goliaths on the scene. Will they be able to kill one of those? Yes, they kill one, but all the other shuttles do start to unload. Actually, he unloads at the start, not at the back. He just wants to kill this. There's nothing in there. I assume there's nothing in there. You just want... Oh, wait, there is. The High Templar on the scene. Kills everything. I was wrong. Down to 16 SCVs. Kills about 20 of them. Very well played. He tricked me. He tricked you. He tricked Gensay. He tricked everyone. Tries again. Unloads one High Templar. Gets killed immediately. So a couple SCVs do remain alive, but Gensay is in dangerous waters. He is in the middle of the storm. The eye of the storm is right on top of him. He's in danger. Wild currents are coming from the front. Zealous marching right on through all those mines. Takes everything with him. There's an army there in the front. This could survive this attack. This can survive. There's a lot of tanks, a lot of Goliaths. Not enough forces there from 458. Double storms on the tanks. Kills a bunch of tanks. Need one more wave of units to come from across the map. This wave will break him. This is not yet enough. We have 7 tanks waiting. Some of them are... One of them is damaged. The front line, though, very weak. Look at those Goliaths, all on red HP. Oh wait, he's gonna kill these stranded Goliaths first. That's smart. Like, the vision from his observer spotted the Goliaths. They could not return back home because they would get intercepted by units moving from 458's base. So they got stuck on the 12 o'clock spawn location, and he figured, I'll just keep them there as anti-drop. Turns out, not a great idea, because everything died. So 458 tries to establish more control over the middle, but I think he's just gonna have to keep on attacking. Like, use these, attack, and the Goliaths in the front have gone down. Vulture's gonna place some mines to try and buy some time by having enemy units walk through the mines. But look at this, there's not a lot here back at home. We got 7 tanks. 8, 9. Sieges all the way in the back. Good position. Very strong position. 458's units have to walk all the way around in order... Okay, he just gives up. He knows it's over. There's just way too many units. And the large drop arrives on the scene. Look at this. Look at this. Large drop. SCV's dying. Look at this. This is pure destruction. Very strong game by 458. This is the kind of 458 we had to see in the previous game, but in the previous game, things just didn't work out that well for him. He managed to kill a lot of the economy of Gensay in the previous game, just never managed to capitalize on it. This time around, Gensay just gets demolished. 458 was on fire. Everything was going according to plan. All they had to do was execute and keep up the pressure and keep up the consistency of that pressure non-stop, never relenting, finding good targets, executing well, and he wins the game. So that was game number 3 or 4 in this series. And we're gonna continue on with a much longer game in the next video. I didn't have time to cast that one right now. I don't have the time for it. But in the next video, we're gonna go for a very long one. So prepare yourselves. Next video, a super long and hopefully absolutely amazing battle between 458 and Rabbit. See you soon.